here and just wonder if you have any questions. You can raise your hand and you'll be unmuted if you have a question. Anybody have any questions before we start, or thoughts or concerns or? Okay, I guess I don't see any raised hands. Do you?
No.
Okay, then I will start. And let us know if you can't see me or hear me, because I tried to make it so I'd be in a spot where you could see my feet and my head when I'm standing and when I'm seated. So last time we worked on a lot of forward bending, very relaxing. We're going to do some energizing stuff, more sort of back bending. We're not going to go into a back bend. I won't torture you guys. We're going to sort of open up a lot. And so, you know, in the morning, you're going to want to go like that and stretch. That when you arch your back like that, their whole spine, it tells the whole body that, ooh, this is energizing. And it's they're all very, especially in this day of, sorry, I'm looking for a hair thingy. In this day where we're getting sick of staying at home and we need to be energized. So these are some very energizing. If you have any lower back issues, it shouldn't affect it, but if you feel any pain, just go to the place where there is no pain. This is not no pain, no gain. This isn't the gym, this is yoga. You don't want pain. So let's go ahead and start in our seated mountain, which is, we have our feet, ankles are right under our knees, nice right angle. And we bring ourselves so our ribs are right over our hips, so we're not slouching, we're not doing the teenager thing. Let's get our ribs right over our hips. They're sort of the same, you can see on Hanky, the same sort of oval on the ribs and the hips. You just stack them up there, and then when they're stacked up, so you can sort of separate your ribs from your hips a little more. So you're really lifting up. And if your shoulders went up, go ahead and let them drop away from your ears. Let's just start with the shoulders and do some circles. Big, exaggerated circles with your shoulders. And then go ahead and do the opposite way. So you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and come up forward. And let that go and just notice what's going on. Keeping our ribs stacked over our hips. Let's let one arm swing. I like to start with the shoulders. Shoulders are very complicated. The knees get all the credit, but shoulders have a lot going on. And let that go. Let's let the other arm swing. And let that go. Shake that out and shake your wrists out. We're going to do some wrist work too. Go ahead and reach your arms out and your fingers are pointing up. We're going to do some windshield wipers. So just side to side. So that's like a regular car. Now we're going to do the sports car where you go in and then out. Then flip it so your fingers are pointing down. We'll do the school bus. And then just flick. Get those fingers, circle your wrists. It's like, take a big breath in, right? See if you can come, I know it's pollen season, so sometimes their nose is stuffy, but if you can breathe in through the tip of your nose and send it all the way down to the base of your lungs. I'm going to take a nice, and see if you can make it even. Sometimes the way to do that is to count. So you might count to like 5 or 6 and just bring that breath all the way in, all the way down to the base of your lungs and really focus on it. Notice as it's passing through your nose, down your throat, into your chest, down into your lungs. Big deep breath through the nose. All the way down. And when you get there, just pause for just a moment and then go ahead and release that by squeezing it out. When you're at the end, squeeze a little bit more and take that next breath in. And with it, take inventory of what's going on. Are you feeling, I can tell I'm feeling a little off right now. I'm sort of between meds, so I'm a little off. I'm waning, no waxing. I'm about to come on. So And I can feel my lower back's a little tight, so I'm gonna do a little loosening for there. If anybody has any issues that you want to work on, go ahead and let Jordan know to unmute you and let us know what it is. So let's just start from here. Let's just go ahead and just drop your chin down. Feel the neck opening up. That's the only thing that's bending. We're just dropping at the chin. Then come on back up and look over one shoulder. Come back to center, look over the other shoulder. Back to center. Go ahead and bring our arms up into a picture frame around yourself. And inhale, we're gonna let your heart reach through the picture frame. So your arms stay where they are. Heart reaches through on an inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, reach that chest forward. Exhale, bring it back. So we're going to inhale, reach it forward, and exhale, bring it back and cross your arms over your heart. So we're going to open up again. And exhale, cross your arms over your heart. Now let's bring our arms out in front. If your shoulders crept up again, let them drop away from your ears. We're just going to bring our fingertips to our shoulders and do some big circles with our elbows. You're taking a breath in as you sort of circle them up, and exhale as you're bringing them down. So let that breath sort of mirror what you're working on. Inhale as we go up, exhale down. And let's reverse the direction. And let that go and shake it out. Let's drop our hands down to the side. Turn your palms out. Notice when you turn your palms out, your whole arm turns out. So don't just turn at the wrist, but the whole arm. You can even feel it if you put another hand there. You want that whole arm to open up. So the shoulders actually opening up and turning in the socket. Bring those arms open. And then we're going to start with the breath. Start with an inhale, and then we're going to sweep our arms up. Exhale them open. Inhale, reach, and exhale back down. Let's do that 2 more times. And the third one, we're going to exhale with a really loud ah. So let's inhale up. Exhale open. Inhale, reach. Exhale back down. And one more time. This time we're going to inhale up. Exhale open. Inhale, reach. This time we're going to big ah all the way down. Circle those shoulders again. We're just warming up. So we'll start moving down the spine now. We've got the shoulders and the neck. Let's go ahead and put our hands right on our lap and take a big breath in. And on the exhale, press your belly away toward your spine. Your belly's sort of squeezing up towards your heart and back towards your back of your chair, and the back of your spine is reaching for the back of the chair. So you're really rounding that back. You can drop your chin around your shoulders. Just keep trying to press that spine round, opening it up. Then on the inhale, next inhale, we're going to bring that belly forward. Start with the belly. Let the ribs open up, collarbones separate. You can even lift your chin a little. Don't strain your neck. You don't have to go much further. You can look where the wall and the ceiling meet. And then we're going to exhale that breath and round down. Just waking up the spine. Inhale, we're going to bring it back. Bring it forward again. And imagine trying to touch the crown of your head to your tailbone. And round that down again. I'm going to come back to center. Let's get a little side bending, and then we'll get a little stretching. If you have a block or two, or thick book, something more sturdy than a couch cushion, set it down. I'm going to start on my left side. I'm going to put it down right where my hip is. I'm going to put it on the floor, maybe an inch or two away from the chair, but in line with my hip. If you don't have a block, you can just put your hand on the side of your chair. If you have a block, you can go ahead and sort of rest your arm on the block. You might feel more stable on the chair. You'll get a little more stretch on the block. So turn your right palm out, and we're going to sweep it up. And reach as high as you can up to the ceiling, and then sweep it overhead. So you don't want to come forward. You want that. So your bicep is going to hook up with your ear. Feel that side stretch. You can keep that right shoulder back a little bit. Now we're going to inhale back up. Now move that block over so it's sort of beside your foot. This time we're going to sweep that same hand up. We're going to sweep the right hand up, turn towards the block, and let that hand come down onto the block. If you don't have a block here, that's where a couch cushion would be okay. We're just getting a twist in here. So we're going to try and reach that hand onto the, if it's just not going to make it to the block, you can stop at the knee or alongside the knee. We're getting a nice twist in here. If it's comfortable just like that, that's fine. If you want to add a little more twist, go ahead and bring your elbow to your knee and put your hands like in prayer position. Have that left elbow point up and have a look over that left elbow. And don't forget to breathe. Nice breath in. Exhale it out. And then go ahead and sweep that right arm up again and back down. Feeling very uneven now. So let's put the block on the other side. It's sort of going right alongside your hip, about a couple inches away from the chair. Again, you can use the side of the chair if that's more comfortable or you don't have a block. So you can hold on to the side of the chair with your right hand. You can, if you have a block, go ahead and lean towards that block. But we're not going forward. We're going right to the side, right where it is at our hip. Keeping our body sort of even, not turning forward or back. Go ahead and turn the left palm out and sweep it up. And really reach up, up, up before you reach overhead. So up, 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 and then over. Get that side stretch. You should feel that side stretch all the way down through the top of your hip. And then we're going to bring that back up. And move that block sort of beside your foot. It can be adjusted depending on how bendy you're feeling. Let's go ahead and release that left arm. Let it reach up and turn towards the block and sweep that arm down. Again, if you just have your hand on your knee, that's fine too. Or your elbow on your knee. And then if it's comfortable to bend that elbow, rest on you, bring your hands into prayer position, let that right elbow point up and have a look over it. Nice breath in, release it out, and come on back up, sweep that right arm up and around. Left arm up and around. I'm going to set the blocks aside for a moment. So let's go ahead and just come to the front edge of your chair and just let your knees rock from side to side. That loosens up the back a little bit. So we're going to do a nice arcing of the back from the chair. It's hard to do a lot of back bending poses from the chair. So I'm going to do a few seated ones, but we're going to do some standing ones as well. Let's come into the front edge of our chair and have your ankles right on your knees. Lift up out of those hips. Shoulders drop away from our ears. And let's just hinge forward and let your forearms come down on your thighs. And you're just hinging at the hips. So our back is nice and straight. Let it come down as far as it's going to go comfortably. You're keeping your chin in line with so we're not dropping the head. We're just keeping that spine nice and straight. So your chin is sort of pointing down towards the mat. Then you're going to put a little pressure in those forearms and just lift up the head and shoulders and reach your heart out. So we're not reaching with the chin. Chin stays neutral. We're just reaching with the heart. So imagine like a cobra. That's what we're looking like, a cobra here. Or a sphinx. A nice breath in. Exhale it out, and then inhale, come on up. And round that back again. So there's maybe I'll do the one that's seated ones last. One thing you could do for some back bending on your chair is to take a couch cushion or a bolster. If you have a really squishy ball, it will work too. And put it behind your lower back. And go ahead, and this is great if you're against the wall, so you can rest your head. And just let the pressure on the cushion, or depends on how wide your chair is. Or you can use a rolled up yoga mat. We're using that pressure to just let our arms sort of come back and just let that back arch there for a while. And again, it's best to have your head against the wall because then you're not having to hold up your neck. And that's a great pose to just relax into. That's a good back bending pose. Anytime you do a back bending pose, you want to follow it up with a forward bending or a twist. So, because if you keep the back bending and not follow it up with the forward bend or the twist, I'm told that it can cause like spasms, and so you want to like release that. You want to keep it all energized all the time. You just want to round it down or do some kind of twist. Let's get our legs loosened up before we stand. I'm going to take a block and put it in front and I'm putting my heel up on the block. I don't know if you can see that, hopefully. I'm reaching out through the heel, and I'm keeping when I kicked out, I didn't move my hips, so my hips are staying square with each other and square with my shoulders. Reaching out through the heel, we're going to lift up out of those hips and hinge forward, aim your heart toward your knee, and get to that place where you feel a little sensation of stretching, not, oh my gosh, you don't want that. We want to just get to where we feel that sensation in the underside of our leg. And then we're going to inhale and come away from it a little bit. Exhale back down into it. Again, it's just that ooh, not ooh, ooh. Inhale up a little. We're sort of ratcheting our way down. Hopefully we're going to get a little lower. Inhale up, exhale down. You can have a block to hold on to with the other hand, or you can hold on to the side of your chair. That makes it feel more stable. If you want, you can reach your opposite hand across to your ankle or your big toe. And inhale, we come back up. Let's move the block over to the side so we have kick our leg out into a V. We're going to lift up and hinge forward. Aim your heart towards the mat. You should feel that a little more on the inside as well as the underside of your leg. Again, you can use the block for support. And then we're going to lift up. Now we're going to turn towards the bent knee. Just let your right hand sort of land wherever it does on the extended right leg. We're going to turn. You're going to aim the face of your shoulder down towards your kneecap. So we're just turning sort of sideways. So we're not bending forward or back, we're going sideways. And you can stay there if it's comfortable, if you want to sweep the other arm up. This one you'll feel along the side body as well as the inside of your extended leg. Keeping that upper shoulder pressing back. And let that go and come on up. And let's circle that leg a little bit and switch over to the other one. So kick that leg out, heels on the block, reaching out through the heel, lifting up out of your hips, nice and square of your hips and shoulders. We're going to lift up and hinge forward. Again, just to at least feel that sensation of lengthening under your middle third of the underside of your leg. You can inhale up a little, exhale forward. Again, you can use the block for support or the chair or a wall if you have a wall sort of beside you or a counter. And you can reach that opposite hand to the ankle or the big toe. And then inhale, we're going to come back up. Let's sweep that block out to the side. And we're gonna lift up out of those hips. Let that left arm just flop down towards, like, turning towards the bent right knee. We're gonna aim the face of the left shoulder down towards the left kneecap. We're going sideways. And again, you can stay there. You can bring that right arm up. Pressing that right shoulder back. Opening up the inner thigh and underneath in the hamstrings. And bring that back up. And let's circle that leg. Now before we do any standing back bends, I can do some on the mat too, people. I don't know how comfortable we are going down to the mat. Maybe I'll take inventory in a minute just to see if we want to do any mat work. But we want to release our hips before we do any lower back because they're so connected. So let's go ahead and do a little hip release. We're going to cross. You can cross at the ankle, at the knee. You can bring your foot up on a block, or if you want, you can pull your foot up onto your thigh. Whatever's comfortable and keeps your back straight. So then you can cross it over onto a block, let it flop open. We're going to lift up and hinge forward and get that outer hip. You'll feel that outside of that hip of that bent knee is going to open up. Keep that foot flexed, the one that's crossed over. You want to keep that ankle at a right angle and hinge forward and feel that stretch in the outer hip. And lift that back up and let's do the other side. So again, you can cross at the ankle, put your foot up on a block, or bring your ankle up on your thigh. Nice straight back. And on an exhale, hinge forward and feel that sensation in your outer hip. Go ahead and come back up. And let's do the standing ones. I'll start with one at the wall. And I think then I'll check and see who wants to go to the mat. So we're going to do our stand. So we get our ankles under our knees now. Have your hinge forward so your nose is over your toes. Bring your weight toward your feet and go ahead and bring your hands together like you're going to do the breaststroke, and then we're going to push away from the floor and come on up without using the chair. Oh, that was so good. I saw everybody do that. That was great. Let's bring a chair to the front of the mat. I may have to I'm going to fix this camera. First, I'm going to check and see while we're in transition here. Is everybody comfortable going down on the mat, or would you rather not? And just we'll take a vote. Go down on the mat, hands up. Okay, not down on the mat. So Jordan, did you see how many?
It looked about even.
Okay, I can do some of both then. I'll do some on the mat, just so you can see, because if you can, it might be something you can do like on the bed, you know, in the morning or something. So I'll show you what they are, and anyone who wants to join in can, and you can take notes if it's something you'd rather do on the bed, and then we'll do some standing ones. How's everybody feeling so far? All good? Okay. Let's go ahead and put the chair at the front of the mat. We're just going to do our empty coat sleeves, where we separate our feet maybe hip width or a little wider apart and shift our weight from side to side. You can hold on to the chair for a little support if you want. And if you want to let your hands be free, you can let them just be floppy. Really shift that weight from leg to leg. Let that go. So if you have a wall, you can use a wall. I'll show you also on the chair. First, I'll show you the chair version. I'll go sideways so you can see it. If you want to turn so your back is to the chair, and the chair handle is right up close. You want to see that? I'm going to turn this so I can see it a little better. I'm not making my busy. Okay. You want your hands right on the chair. And it can even touch your like back of your thighs, just so you know where it is. Sort of press down into your feet. Let's bend our ankles and knees first. And then straighten those out by pushing into the floor. Let those legs straighten. And with your hands for support on the chair, keeping your whole lower back and hips very stable, you're just going to reach up with your heart. So all that's bending is the upper back. So imagine there's a string tied around your heart and it's up around a star, tied to a star. You're just letting that upper back bend. And let that go. So against the wall, what that looks like is you want to bring your feet all the way up to the backs of your feet all the way up to the wall. And then you're going to sort of take your feet away maybe and, just a smidge. You'll get the feel. You'll see how it feels, and then you can decide if you want them all the way up or step right back. You're just going to bring yourself so you're in that same stable position. You're really holding that core. You're just going to lift up, and then if you can have your hands in the back of the wall. And you're just going to let the crown of your head touch the wall. So your chin shouldn't be any further than sort of pointing up towards the ceiling. So you shouldn't point back. And if there's any strain in your neck, bring that forward again. So you hold onto the wall for support. You're only a smidge away from the wall, and you're bringing the crown of your head on the wall. So you're just bending that upper back. So that's something you can play with and decide where is comfortable for you. We're gonna reach that heart up and just rest your head on the wall. So your lower back is not bending at all. It's very stable. It's just the upper back. And let that go, and I'm going to bring the chair back in front. We're just going to round down a little bit because you don't want to keep that arc. So let's go ahead and bring your hands to the chair and just reach that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Just do a little forward bend. And let's come back out of it. While we're here, let's do some balance because we all need that. So let's go ahead and nice and close to the chair and shift your weight from leg to leg. Just get yourself so you're even on both feet. Then we're going to shift it over to the right. So when you shift your weight, you don't want to stick that hip out. Just bring your weight over onto that leg. Then we're going to bring the left foot. You bring the left leg up. You can hold on to the chair and just bring that leg up. Or you can set your foot on the rung of the chair or the seat of the chair, depending on how bendy you're feeling today. And then we're going to you can hold on with one hand or both hands, or if you're feeling really stable, let's bring both hands up. You can find a point on the floor that you can stare at that helps you stay steady. With your hands up or one hand up, turn your palms away from it. So the palms are facing out. And then we let your wrists sort of be loose. Maybe you can see my wrists. So your hands are just sort of pointing, fingers are pointing away from each other. This is a crane. I guess that's the crane head. And then go ahead and let that go. Feel willow, empty coat sleeves to keep that back loose. And let's switch sides. So we're going to shift our weight to the left leg and bring the right one up. So again, you can sort of rest it on the rung of the chair or the seat of the chair, or if you're feeling really stable, not on the chair at all. I'm not feeling really stable, so I'm going to use the rung of the chair. And I'm going to start with one hand up, and I'm going to flop that wrist. I'm gradually going to bring the other one up. I think it's a crane hunting for lunch. If you have that focal point, it helps with the balance. And exhale those arms down. And let's shake that out again. So a couple things, I'm going to go down on the mat. And anyone who wants to come down, feel free to, and if you're not comfortable going down, we can go back into seated position in your chair. And I will walk through a couple of back bending things you can do. So to come down to the mat, let's go ahead and, you can use the chair to come down to the mat. So you can fold down, use the chair, come down on your knees, and then I'm going to change this so you can see me down there. There we go. And then come all the way down. And we're going to roll back onto our backs. So this first one, we're just going to bring our knees to our chest. So if you're seated, you can go ahead and bring one knee up towards your chest. Hug it in, release it, and bring the other knee up. So we're just warming up here. Different positions, so we're just going to do that again. So on the mat, we're going to bend our knees, let our feet be on the mat. This is the one of the very few poses that I haven't figured out how to do it on the chair, because if you try it, every time I try it, I'm going to feel like I'm going to tip over. That's not good. So this is a great one to do in bed in the morning. So you want your feet on the mat or on your bed. You want to be slightly pigeon-toed. So your toes are slightly pointing in. Your hands are at your sides. And on an inhale, we're going to press down into the feet and let that lift your tailbone up. And see if it lifts up more of the spine. So we're just pressing into the feet, lifting up that tailbone, and then bringing it back down. When you lift it up and come to the top, really squeeze those glutes, and then exhale back down. I'll show you on the side too. Oof. Just so you can see, it's a great back bending. It's also really good if you have any issues with incontinence, or it strengthens all those muscles too. A win-win. So press into the feet, and you're lifting that tailbone up. Again, the feet are slightly pigeon-toed. You're pressing mostly into the heels. And you'll do this. Then squeeze those glutes. And exhale, come back down. I'm going to do that one more time. These are called bridges. And I think every physical therapist I've ever gone to has given me bridges. And then tailbone touches down. We're going to hug both knees in and rock a little from side to side. And then go ahead and let those feet come back down onto the mat. And then I'm going to show you the, another good back bend. This is just we don't get on our bellies very often, but I'm just going to show you this one because it's the version of the Sphinx that we were doing seated. If you're able to come to your hands and knees, and then we're going to Drop that tailbone back toward your heels. Your arms are reaching forward. And then we're going to sweep as though you're sweeping your chest forward, and then come on down on your belly. When you're down there, as comfortable as you can be, bring your elbows in. Your hands are sort of under your shoulders. Reach them forward a little bit. Your elbows are in. Have your finger pads, you separate your fingers and your finger pads are pressing down. So not your whole hand. It's so you're like pulling your mat forward or towards you. Have the tops of your toes on the mat. And press down into so you can almost feel your hip bones pressing into the mat. And then from there, you're reaching your tailbone down towards your heels. So there's a lot going on. Tops of the toes on the mat. Reaching your tailbone down towards your heels. Then inhale, press into those forearms and bring that heart up. Again, not my chin. I'm not going like that. Just bringing my heart up. That's a great energizing. That's Sphinx pose if you want. And exhale back down. And then we're going to push away from the floor again and bring that tailbone back down to our heels. Reach those arms. Again, finger pads are on the mat. So those were 2 back bending. We'll come back up on the chair so we can all do the poses. So you need to use your chair to get back up. The key is when you bring your first forward leg up, having trouble with words here. You want to make sure that your chair is far enough away that you can get your ankle under your knee. Because if your foot's like this, it won't work. You want to have that nice right angle before you can get enough pressure to come up. And that. We'll sit back down. I hope that was clear to everyone. I hope you could see. I might have to turn this against you to see my. Thank you for your patience with the camera. So we haven't done a sun salutation in a while, and that involves forward bending and back bending. So sun salutations are something we do in the morning and in the evening. And like the morning things you want to do more, opening back bending. In the evening you want to do more forward bending. So I'm going to do a sun salutation, a seated one and a standing one. So I'll start with the seated. So we're going to be in our seated mountain where our ankles are right under our knees. You're stacking your ribs over your hips and lifting up out of your hips. Drop our hands down to the side, turn your palms out, inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. We're going to bring our arms to a T and swan dive down. Bring your arms down, hands down to the mat, or if you have a block, down to the block. Block just brings the floor up if the floor is too far away. And we're going to bring our forearms to our thighs. Let our torso drop down and then press into those forearms like we were doing before. Bring that heart, reach that heart up. Inhale, come on up. Bring that right knee up towards your shoulder. Kick it out. Let that heel come down. Hinge forward. Come back up. Bend that knee. Turn your palms out. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, reach, and then reach those arms into a T again. And we're going to swan dive down again. And we're going to bring our forearms back to our thighs. Revisiting that Sphinx. Nice straight back. Press into those forearms. Heart reaches forward. Inhale all the way up. Bring that left knee up towards your shoulder. And kick that leg out. And the heel comes down. Hinge forward. Come on back up. Bend that knee. Palms down. Inhale up. Exhale open. Inhale, reach. Palms together. Bring them down to your heart. So in the sun salutations, we're sort of greeting the sun on our inhale and opening. Then when we swan dive down, we're greeting the earth. And then when we're in the center, we're saving that space for ourselves. So we're sort of honoring the sun, the earth, and ourselves in between. That's why sun salutations in yoga, they like to do lots of them at holiday time, like New Year's at 108 is what the number is. I don't know why, but 108 is the magic number. I can say I've never done 108. Let's go ahead and do a standing version now. So we're gonna bring our ankles behind our knees, hinge forward, nose over toes, pressure into our feet and come on up. This time we're going to put our chair in front of us, but with the seat facing us. I don't know if you can see my head. Just the camera again. Okay. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? I hope so. Let's stand close to your chair. If you're more comfortable doing another seated version of this, that's fine. If you want to stand, that's fine too. So we're going to start close to the chair. We're going to turn our palms out. Inhale them up. Exhale them open. Nice arch to the upper back here. Inhale, reach. Reach out into a T, and then we're going to swan dive down, hands on the chair. Go ahead and bend your knees. You're just going to bow. This is bowing to the earth. Now, you bring your head down to the chair and bend your knees as much as you want. Your head straighten up again. We're going to step 1 foot back. You can hold on to the chair. Step 1 foot back. Bend that forward knee to reach that heel of the back leg down in a runner's stretch. Then go ahead and step that other foot back to meet the first one. Press down with your heels, hinging at the hips. Press that tailbone back and up, hinging at the shoulders, bring your head as close as you can to between your arms. And then we're going to only do this next move if you have no wrist or shoulder issues. Otherwise, if you have any lower back pain, you can bend your knee. From this position, we're going to hinge forward. Give you a nice straight, strong shoulders, straight back. This is a great stretcher to the upper back and shoulders. And reach that tailbone back again. Heels press down. Step the right foot forward. Left comes to meet it. Bend your knees, bowing to the earth. Then pressure into your feet, pushing away, straightening up. Inhaling as we curl up, let the blood come back to our heads. Turn our palms out. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. And then we're going to down into a T and exhale our way down to the chair again. Bend those knees, bow down, head towards the chair. Straighten those legs again, step the left foot back. Bend that right knee, press the left heel down into a runner stretch. Then go ahead and let that right leg meet the left. And go back into that downward facing dog. The tailbone reaches back. Head between our arms. And then only if your wrists and shoulders feel like they want to do it, go ahead and hinge forward. Nice straight body. Strong arms and shoulders. Tailbone reaches back. Step that left foot forward. Right comes to meet it. Bowing down, we're going to push away from the floor again. Slowly coming up. Turn our palms out, inhale up. Bring our hands together down to our heart. How'd that feel? It gets all the joints and all the, it works everything. Let's go ahead and have a seat again. We'll do a little bit with our face, a little bit of cooling down because we did a lot of arching. And then we'll do some relaxing. So let's work on the face a little bit. One of my favorite, I'll come a little closer please, so you can see. Face yoga is kind of funny. So one of my favorites, let me angle this, is you pretend you're chewing and then let your tongue rest in your bottom teeth. Open your mouth really wide and then wrap your lips around your teeth. So that it goes from chewing to do that several times between chewing and wrapping your teeth and opening up. So that you can feel the stretching happening. Another one we can do is take your your forefinger and your middle finger. I know we're not supposed to touch our face, but we've all washed, assuming we've all washed our hands 300 times. We're gonna raise your eyebrows up like you're surprised. Then go ahead and put your 2 fingers underneath those eyebrows. And then while you're pushing up with your fingers, try and frown and try and squeeze those eyebrows down. So you're holding your fingers under your eyebrows, and you're holding them up with your fingers while you're trying to squeeze them down. How's that? And you can do the same thing the other way. So frown and then press down and try and raise them up into a surprise. And then you can feel the muscles there. Another you can do is smile and then bring your fingertips outside, like to the outside of your cheeks. Hold that smile and then try to frown. You can do that a couple times. You can also do the opposites of frown. And then put your fingers so holding the corners down and try and smile. You can feel that, it really works. So go ahead and puff out your cheeks. Little fishy face. Surprise, frown. Smile, I like the end of the smile. And you can take your heels of your hands and sort of rub your forehead. Smooth it out. And take your fingers and run them up through your hair. And then tap down your jawline. If you want to do opposite, cross your arms and do the opposite. It confuses the brain. It keeps it on. And wiggle your jaw, tap into it. How's that feel? I always think the face stuff feels good. So let's do a nice cool down. We're gonna sit on the edge of our chin. Let's go ahead and bring one knee up towards your shoulder and hug it in. You don't want to round your back. You just want to, wherever that knee gets to is fine. You can use a strap even to pull it up. You're just getting that hip moving a little. And go ahead and switch over to the other side. Now we'll do another twist. Go ahead and we're going to bring the right arm across onto the left thigh, wherever's comfortable. You're going to bring the left arm up and follow it with your gaze as you reach it behind you. And then you can drop it down onto the seat of the chair or the back of the chair for support. So you're in this nice twisted position. So you're not letting your knees fall to the side. We're going to keep our knees in front of us. So you're going to use your hand to sort of pull yourself to the side and the hand on the back of the chair. And on the inhale, we're going to lift up nice and tall. And the exhale, we're going to turn the whole body. So you shift it, the sit bones, the tailbone, the hips, the shoulders, ribs, shoulders. Have a look back. And now over here, we're going to pick that back arm up again. Reach behind you with your palm up. And if it's comfortable, go ahead and swing it up, overhead. Now we're going to take our hand off our leg and put it on our elbow on our knee, and then we're going to sweep overhead. And go ahead and bring that back, follow that arm front, and then come down. That's a big opener. Just take a few breaths. And then go ahead and take that left hand over to the right leg. Right arm reaches out. And follow with your gaze behind. And drop it down onto the chair, the back of the chair. We're going to lift up. Then we're going to turn the sit bones, the hips, the ribs, the shoulders. Have a look behind you. Exhale, and then inhale, reach that arm back out. Sweep it up overhead. You can have your elbow on your knee and sweep that right arm all the way over. And back up and around. Couple breaths in. There's also an energizing breath. Maybe we'll do some breath work next time. Lots of different ways you can breathe to sort of create energy or induce some relaxation. Right now, we're going to just lean back, talking about relaxation. If you do have a wall nearby, you can put your chair against the wall. This is a great opener too, is bring that chair against the wall so that you can rest your head on it. And if you have a bend, a kind of metal chair like I do, you might want to put a cushion or another mat so it doesn't dig into you. You might want to have another cushion nearby. I'm going to put this one there. Because you're going to get into this nice, comfortable pose. So we're going to let the back of the chair, as long as it's not like a dining chair, let it hit, the middle of your shoulder blades. So you're going to little pressure there. They're going to have the chair is what you're letting sort of open up your chest. So it's pressing into the back spine. Just go ahead and let that open it up. Here's the cushion. Use the yoga mat. Sometimes it's nice to have a cushion on your lap for your arms. So your head's resting on the wall. So to the back of your head or up towards the crown of your head. You want your chin to stay neutral. So your chin should sort of be parallel with the floor, maybe slightly up where the wall and the ceiling meet. Rest that head against the wall. You might want something in your lap to have your arms rest on, or you might want your arms sort of just dangling. It might be too much on your shoulders, but this opener of the lower back, you just hang out there. It's kind of a strain if you don't have the wall there, so you really want your head against the wall so that you're not using all those neck muscles. So you can see how you're bringing that opening to the front of the chest. And you just want to stay here for a minute, maybe count your breaths, but just sink into it. And it makes it much easier to feel that breath coming in and out when your heart's open like this. And when it's comfortable to come out of it, you want to come forward, sit up into a seated, and round that back again. One more time, I'm going to round that back. Exhale out. Really round it down. Drop those shoulders, drop that chin. And come on back up to seated. Wiggle your fingers and toes and scrunch up your nose. And I'll leave you with a wonderful thing that has been attributed to many people, so I don't quite know who started it. I wasn't me, but it's, how does it start? Instead of looking at life as humans having a spiritual experience, think of it as ourselves as spirits having a human experience. I love that because it just turns it all around. It's like, okay, yeah, PD is a human experience that my spirit is going through. So I'll leave you with that. Let's bring our palms, our hands down, palms turn out, inhale up. Press your palms together, bring them down to your heart. May the sun shine upon us, love surround us, and peace fill us. Namaste. Hope you enjoyed it and see you next week. And please, any questions or concerns or thoughts, let us know. So maybe we have a second to do that if anybody has